Welcome back to Ever Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Ever Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Flora and Ulysses. Flora and Ulysses is a 2021 Disney Plus original release about a girl named Flora who happens upon a squirrel that gains superpowers and how they try to work together, and in doing so it brings Flora's family back together. It is directed by Lena, cinematography by Andrew Dunn, editing by Jamie Gross, music by Jake Monaco, and it's written by Bruce Copeland, based off a book of the same name by Kate DiCamillo. Shall we compare? Flora spends her time reading comic books and dealing with her recently divorced parents. Her neighbor runs over a squirrel with a vacuum cleaner, and the squirrel gains superpowers now able to understand humans. Flora names him Ulysses and implores he must use his new powers for good. He writes poetry. Flora's mom asks Flora's dad to kill the squirrel and he doesn't want to. Flora asks her dad and he stalls. Ulysses flies in a diner and gets hurt. They take him to a doctor, and at the doctor, a cat attacks Flora's dad and Ulysses saves her dad. Flora confronts her mother about wanting to kill Ulysses and feels her mother doesn't love her. Flora leaves with her father. Ulysses writes a poem that explains all of their true feelings, and Flora's mom kidnaps him. Flora puts a team together to rescue him, but he's already escaped and Flora's mom reads his poem. Flora and her mom reunite and she realizes she does love her at the end. It's relatively faithful. I will say in the film, her parents are separated, not divorced, and they get back together at the end. That seems like it's not the case in the book. Also, it's not like outright Flora thinking her mom doesn't love her. She's just frustrated with her mom for wanting to get rid of Ulysses. She's not thinking her mom doesn't love her, really. She just wants her parents back together. What kid doesn't want that when their parents get divorced, you know? The film stars Matilda Lawler as Flora, Alyson Hannigan as Phyllis, Ben Schwartz as George, Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as William, and John Kassir as Ulysses. The film was announced in May of 2018. In June of 2019, Ben and Alyson were cast, and casting continued. Production actually wrapped in August of 2019, so not much like prep before they started filming, which makes sense because it was not a lot of like stunt work or something like that. Post was done remotely because of COVID. It was released on Disney Plus in February of 2021. It was removed from Disney Plus in 2023 because of the Hulu merger, but it was put up for digital on demand in September of 2023. It has a 73% Rotten Tomatoes consensus. Agreeable, if not exceptional, Flora and Ulysses offers a fun, funny, family-friendly diversion and a furry twist on the superhero genre. It looks fine. Nothing like super crazy impressive. Ulysses isn't the greatest digital animal I've seen, but he wasn't the worst. It was fine visually. No complaints about the movement or anything like that. Music was funky and fun. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. Nothing more stood out, and I didn't feel it was bad by any means. It was funky and fun. This did have, yet again, a voiceover opening. This one is a little reminiscent of like Timmy Failure, you know, where it's like a really young kid, like 8 to 12. So I feel like when it's an opening voiceover from a kid that young, there's a little bit of more charm to it. It's also not like all this lore. It's typically like silly, you know, and it's like, I'm a cynic, or, you know, like whatever. So I didn't hate it as much in this one, but it is yet again an opening voiceover, which I think it's starting to get a little insane. I didn't notice this obviously as these movies were coming out, because you don't think about it, you're not analyzing it in that way. But I think I might go back and start counting how many movies like have opened with like an opening voiceover of like explaining the lore or just some kind of intro voiceover or something. Because I'm gonna start being like, okay, we're getting lazy. Like, what's going on? Why is this the only way people are coming up with opening a movie? Like, I'm done with this. So, spoiler alert, this is not the last movie to do this going forward. So that's really frustrating. And like, there's some movies going from here that like, it makes sense that we have a whole like lore dump right at the beginning, so then people are set up. But I don't know, because there's been so many. It's like a oversaturation of this. I'm a little bit like, okay, let's move on. Anyway, the voiceover here was at least entertaining because it's coming from Flora, who is, you know, 10 years old, very, you know, cynical, trying to cope with her parents' separation or whatever. She saves Ulysses from the vacuum by giving him mouth to mouth. She gives mouth to mouth with a wild squirrel. Absolutely disgusting. Flora is hilarious. She is definitely the thing that makes this movie worth it. She's funny, she's smart, she's quick, she's witty, all really great. There is apparent death toll. William's dad has passed away, which is why that leads him to doing the thing that makes him hysterically blind. It's super cute. It's a cute story. It's simple. It's very reminiscent of, like, what did I write here? Sleepover and Hoot. If you guys have ever seen these movies, the vibes I get from Sleepover is the, like, idiot cop or idiot security guard or whatever of the neighborhood. It's played by Steve Carell. You get that vibe here with the animal control guy. And then the Hoot vibe is just like, or like Because of Winn-Dixie, like, it's just like that genre where it's like made for kids, but it doesn't treat kids like they're stupid, but it's definitely not like a masterpiece that will be remembered forever. But it's like, I would, like, if I watched this as like a 12-year-old, I would have loved it. Like, I would have loved this movie. I would have put it in my repertoire, like, you know, Sleepover, Hoot, all these movies that I liked as a kid that was, you know, something like this happening, where the kid was smart, the kid wasn't stupid, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, I love a whole family coming back together moment. I am a child of divorced parents, and until I was like 14 years old, that's all I wished for my birthday was for my parents to get back together. You know, not anymore. No thanks. I would never want that now. But this is also genuinely funny. Ben Schwartz does a great job, you know, with some of the delivery, but some of the stuff is great. Don't come into our water park if you're not ready to make some waves. I'm more adept at absorbing shortfalls from William because he's been blind most of the movie. Was there a fourth character? There was a talking chair. I'll take it. Like, so funny. A piece of this, which is hilarious, because it's funny what, like, my brain is not okay suspending disbelief for, and that is the animal control shooting humans with the tranquilizer. It's so funny because there's literally like a flying superhero squirrel that I'm like, yeah, okay, I can suspend my disbelief for that, totally fine, no issue. But the animal control guy shooting humans with a tranquilizer dart, I'm like, why isn't he getting arrested? Why isn't he getting fired? This is definitely against the law. Like, there's no way animal control is allowed to shoot people with tranquilizers. And that's where my disbelief was like, no, we're not suspended past this. And I hate that nothing came from that. Like, no, he didn't get any comeuppance from that. No consequences. The movie just, like, kind of ends. I also really love that Ulysses only speaks through, like, typing poetry. I love that they didn't make him talk, because I really think making Ulysses actually speak would have cheapened the film. I think it would have made it a little bit more tacky, a little bit dumbed down. I think having him, like, speak through poetry was a really great way to, like, come around. I don't know. I just really liked that choice. I think Matilda Lawler carries this film. I think she's actually so fantastic. What a great find. I can't wait to see what her career involves and develops into. I know she, I just looked it up. She's in some kind of show, like It, you know, like Stephen King's It. Looks like she's in a show currently for that. It's a 2025 to, you know, there's no end date, so it looks like it's still a current show, which I think is interesting. I'd love to see where she goes from here. I know she's in the Santa Clauses for Disney as well, but I'm less interested in that, obviously. But I think she is incredibly talented. She did an excellent job in this movie. Something about her wit and her timing, excellent. My favorite part is probably the end. It's just so sweet. How do you not? You know, my least favorite part is the animal control guy shooting people with tranquilizers. I couldn't get past it. I'm so honest with it. Recommend? Sure. It was very cute. I don't think it was, you know, like, incredible, but, like, again, it's like one of those movies. Like, it was very cute, low stakes, super sweet. watch again? I don't know. That I'm not sure of. I mean, I would, like, I think I would show my kids this movie when I, you know, have them or whatever, but I don't think I would go out of my way right now to be like, you know what I really like watching? That's it. That's everything I have. My final rating is going to be 7. I feel like I got to do squirrels, right? 7 squirrels out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our parent death toll is... Cry count is still the same. I think I did tear up a little at one point, but no tears fell. If you want to keep up with the movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials and check out my website. You'll find out movie I'm watching when I put out videos every Monday, Friday, and sometimes Wednesday, but pretty much every Wednesday now. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Tiers other than that, daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, etc. Seriously, please go check it out. Patreon is a huge support. It helps me be able to do the giveaways. It helps me be able to put out extra content, all that kind of stuff. Please go support Patreon if you can. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. I'm wearing the classic right now. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe. I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do you. And don't be the animal control guy about it. So after you're going to try and shoot people with a tranq dart when you're most certainly not allowed to do that.